or should I go with
I think
hardcover?
I think once you know what you've got and how many
Hmm.
pages, you can plug in all the numbers and at
Hmm.
least see how profitable it is. And I find that with middle grade, you're usually going to have better luck with black and white interior and
Yeah,
versus a color. And so if you're able to do that, the
that'll reduce.
the covers and the books can be pretty cost effective to print
Hmm.
to the point where you could even do the 55% discount with Ingram Spark and still it would still be fine.
Hmm.
So it depends on how you're pricing things as well. But yeah, there's a good option there.
Okay. Is the like if I'd sold the picture book for 12.50, that's to me, I would never buy a book for 12.50.
Yeah.
But is that the standard price for picture books these days?
I put the paperbacks at 13.99 because of the price of how things have gone up so much, printing
Hmm.
costs, and 18.99 for hardcovers.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
unfortunately, that's kind of where things are.
Yeah.
To be competitive, but not lose money. You know, you have to make something on
Make
it.
a little something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Victoria. Welcome.
Hello. I had such difficulty trying to get on, but I'm here. I'm grateful to be here. So I'm going to sit quietly in the corner and just listen.
No problem. You don't have any questions that have come up for you yet?
Um, Actually, I was looking at my Amazon ads, but
Mhm.
that's something I really haven't formulated the question. I'm just looking at it. What I was really doing this last half hour was I noticed that I hadn't I hadn't put the date. I think I cut off the date for all my ads on the 27th. So I
Oh,
madly tried to do the no end date. And with about seven of them, I had to do it by hand.
okay.
And but anyway, so I have them all back in order. The pause one are still paused. So
Mhm.
but I was trying to follow what we did as far as, trying to be fancy and going through and looking, analyzing some stuff. But the part I was stuck on was to find out with the match part. And that's something you can show me next time, how to change that. Not change it, but how to, I ever just remember in re-looking at the video that you did with Amazon ads, you went into match and saw something. Oh, that's why it was exact, or it was on something.
Right,
And
right.
so I need to kind of look over my notes to remind myself how I can analyze how you did. If it should be not on it should be on exact and not broad and not, the other one. So again, I really can't formulate my questions, so I'm just here to listen today.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, there's only three of us here today, so if you wanted to share your screen and we want to jump into Amazon ads, I'm not opposed to it.
Um, I'm gonna pass for tonight on that. I just am.
Okay. No
I will.
problem.
Yeah, thank you though.
No problem.
I don't want to take up the time doing that screen share and why not,
Um,
losing it here. So
no
I'll
worries.
be okay, thanks.
All right.
Oh,
Um,
I do have a comment. I do have a comment.
okay, go
Um,
ahead.
I the other day was had to go into Ingram Spark because I wanted to change my metadata, and I all of a sudden saw a little chat thing there. And I thought, what? Because normally you have to have an upgrade or pay for any assistance because the normally Ingram Sparks, their customer service is the worst.
Right,
And you like, send them a note, and then like 3 days later they'll answer. And then if they don't answer the correct one, you're back and forth, and days have gone by. And I
right.
thought, what? And so have you heard that they've added that now? And it's no charge.
Comes and goes. I feel like
Oh,
a lot of the times that I'm I see it available, I'm able to jump in and do a quick one. And then other times I log in, I see that the chat's there and then it just goes right to email instead. So it kind of depends. And if I'm helping, it depends on what area of the country or outside of the country that we're working in. Because some just
Okay.
have it available. So count your blessings, and it's good that you have.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I said, "Is this a new feature?" And then she said that it was, and that they're trying to help all the authors. I thought, wow, keep it going.
Yeah,
So, all right.
because they were
Okay.
charging a premium fee if you
Yes.
wanted support.
Yes. Yes. So that's why I was surprised I was able to get a live person answering my questions.
Good, that's great. Awesome. All right. We'll give it a moment. I'm going to reach out and let people know also that I am on live if anybody wants to join. 6290.
If no one shows, I guess I am okay with trying to do the screen again.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I think I had 10 people sign up for today. I don't know if there's a problem with logging in. Kind of weird.
When I first logged in, it said my bio, it said that you don't do it. It said because you can't, they can't guarantee safety. So then I did it again, and since you registered the second time it actually went through. I'm like, what? So
Hmm. Having problems with getting into Facebook for some reason. All right. So far I've got like 6 different Facebook codes, and it seems like every time I try to go through it, it wants another code. All right, so this was me, yes. Do you really, really want to log in? Yes, I really, really, really want to log in. Let me in. All right. Did you receive a code? I received 6 or 7 codes by now. Today feels like a Friday for some reason. Okay, it's still not working. Try again. Not seeing anybody posting any questions. For some reason, I can't get into the Facebook group. So, Victoria, if you already have the ability to get into the Facebook group and you want to post for me, just to let people know that I'm here if they want to come in. It's so strange because I usually get so many people registering, and then it's late. It's late here anyway on the East Coast. So Victoria, did you want to show my,
Um, sure.
yeah,
Let's see.
if you want to send it to me, you know, through a private chat here in the Zoom.
Oh, you need to see my, okay, okay.
If you want me
Yeah.
to log in, I could
Um,
for you.
okay. Right. Let me see if I can, okay.
Or,
Should I,
or you can
um,
share if you feel better doing that, whichever you prefer.
no, I like you doing it. That's perfectly fine. I lost you guys. So how did I lose you? There you are. Okay. Um, let's see. Do I want to do? I think what I'll do is I'll email you.
That's fine.
I think that's what I did last time. Um, let's see. Um, where are we? No, I emailed you last time. It's there it is, April. Okay, little workshop.
And Joyanne, if you have any other questions, you can post them in the chat, or you can feel free to go ahead and just take yourself off mute and ask. Have you done anything yet, Joyanne, with Facebook ads? I mean, not Facebook, Amazon ads. Oh, you're on mute.
Here we go.
Uh,
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So
And
I'm
how many
happy to
books
learn.
how many books do you have launched, Joyanne?
Um, I have done, I published one book traditional. I co-authored another self-published that was for somebody else.
Mhm.
And so right now these two are going to be my first two books.
Okay, that's why.
Now, since I'm going through Lulu, I don't know. I can still be on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they also send your books to the distribution channels like
Mm-hmm.
Barnes and Noble and some of the others as well.
let's see.
So you said you sent the email to me already?
No, I haven't. I was still trying to find where to send it to. Let's see if this goes. And let's see, you need my email with Amazon and you need my password. Is that correct?
Yes, if you want me to log in for you.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And
April, this decision to self-publish has been actually very recent.
Mhm.
I've started watching a lot of the webinars that have been out there and talking about the way self-publishing has changed, because I go back to when I was younger and
Mhm.
self-publishing was a whole different animal.
Right.
So
How has your experience been so far?
I wasn't with. Um, it's been good. I actually, because I had some concerns about not having control with the traditional publisher,
Right.
because I have a religious takeaway to my stories, and I didn't want to lose that.
Mhm.
And I thought, well, I'm going to have to do most of the marketing anyway if I go traditional.
Mhm.
So I might as well do the marketing and get the money.
Yeah, I was just speaking with a traditionally published author, and he said he sold 50,000 books himself. Then he, well, first, and then he sold it to a traditional publisher. and then they sold another 50,000 books. And he said he made a lot more money when he was doing it self-published because
Oh yeah.
there's such a small percentage that he got with royalties with a traditional publisher.
Did you get it? Did you get it yet?
Let me see. Victoria. Yep, I see you.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. With the password?
Yep.
And
Okay.
will you save that so that when we're working together, you'll have it? Because I know we'll need that.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay,
I just want to keep your credentials safe,
sure.
So let me do KDP. I'll share as soon as I log in. For some reason, everything's going slow today. My computer thinks it's Friday. I think that's the issue. VMS. Log out. I think I've got you already. Okay. I will go ahead and share. So we're just based on the questions from Victoria. I know, Victoria, you are part of my Amazon ads group that we get together on Mondays. And so you've been starting to run more ads yourself.
Just the two. I didn't know if we were supposed to keep going with more.
It's up to you. So when we started by pulling together some
Lottery?
yeah, and lottery ads, but automatic ads you have the ability to just do the one ad, or then you could also add custom text and start playing around with different messaging to see whether changing some of the text on the ad will make a difference or not. So those are some of the things that you could do with the automatic ads. And then what was the other one that you did?
The keyword.
Keyword ad. Okay.
That's why I just have the.
We can also target categories and products, but let's take a look at what's going on with your ads right now. We'll take a look together. You can look over my shoulder.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just give it 30 days. So let's just see from a perspective of, and it's only been what, a couple of weeks or so that you've been running them. So you've spent $25, but you can see, a consistent flow of impressions. You've got over 200 impressions.
But that's with my other ads.
Oh, it is? Okay, let me see.
Yes, that's because you went for, we should do it February 12th to now.
Did you put it? Yeah, you put it in
Yes.
this. We go back. There were two of them that named Amazon.
Right. Yeah, right. The one that says the 200. That's the one. April with your name first. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look. Let's see.
Okay.
2 ads you put together during the class. What this tells me is, because it's only spent $1.47, is that you probably have really low bids to get started. Does that sound fair? Like you probably started low and you're kind of eking them up a little bit.
Yes.
And that's one approach that people take, and they go up a little at a time, It's not a bad approach. It's more conservative. I tend to be one that will just like jump to 72 cents or something. And
I did change them. I did what you said. So look at what I just changed them. Just tell me if you think they're high enough.
Yeah, let's just take a look. I want to, first of all, go into the columns, and I want to just make sure that I'm getting things like impressions and clicks and cost per click. Those are 3 I definitely want to show. Just turn some of this other stuff off so that it doesn't take up quite so much space. So I will, let me zoom out just a little bit. All right, so I've got the ads here. We're going to dig into the first one here. That's the keyword one.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Trying not to shout because my throat's getting sore. It's the end of the day. Um, so this first one has 0 spend. That means 0 clicks and only 32 impressions. So what does that mean to you, Victoria?
Well, that means that I should up my bid. However, the bids that are on, these are the keywords. Okay, the bids, when I go into targeting the keywords,
Mhm.
I first of all, see, how can you move it over so I can read what those keywords are? I know that you, over on the side where it says
Right here
total,
in
there is how you do it. Okay,
yeah,
because I
in the
just,
banner, you kind of hover over the 2 columns between, and then you can drag it.
okay, okay. So look, if you see where it says $1.59, $1.50, and I thought, whoa, that's kind of high. Look at their beginning bids too, are kind of high for
Right.
that, for $1.18. And I thought, well, so though I
Yeah,
changed a few, but
I wouldn't want you to have to spend that much money up front. What typically, if you're seeing very high suggested bids, then it's because it's very popular keyword phrase. And that could be because there's a big player kind of monopolizing all of the bids on that. Or it could just be that it's a very highly competitive phrase or very general phrase. Like if it said children's books, that's a very, very competitive phrase. Everybody puts it out there and they all bid to try to get to be the one on top winning all of the impressions, right? Because this is what Amazon ads is. It's very much a bid kind of a auction solution.
Mhm.
So you've got 62 cents. When did you change it to 62?
I believe well, I changed a lot today.
Okay,
But
so
I
maybe
think it was at 62 the first three because it didn't even give me a bid. It didn't give me anything.
okay. I think it's either going to now that you've changed it to 62, it should start serving up. If it doesn't, sometimes ads are just duds and they never take off. And there's no rhyme or reason about why. Sometimes they just duds. So
Okay.
we give it a few days or so. When we get back together on Monday, if it's still not serving anything, then we'll just create a brand new one. And you might even want to use some of the same keywords, but there are just times when it never takes off. See, there's no search words here, and normally see search terms. So the targeting isn't, but I think because I see here you started with 36 cents. So I think you've gone up very recently, probably today.
Yes,
so
but we put plus 25%. Why doesn't it automatically do that then? Or does it?
It can, but first of all, it wants, let me ask you a couple of clarifying questions. When you started the ads back up, had you already published your book and had it been out a while and then it was not running ads for a period of time?
And I've actually been running ads on the first book and the second, the first book mainly for a while. And the book was published, yes.
Okay. Because sometimes when things are stagnant for a while, it takes time for the ads to start moving again. And I had this example with Bobby Hinman when I started helping her with her ads. I think that she had gone like 2 years without running ads, and they were books that had been out for quite a while. And so it took me probably a few months to really see things climb in the way that I wanted them to. And I just kept saying, be patient, Bobby. I know it's frustrating. And now her ads serve up a lot very quickly. So it just took a lot of patience and tweaking and trying different things to get the right selection.
Right. And I think with mine is that they have been out for a while. However, up until just, watching or doing this last couple videos with you, I didn't know how to manage them. So if they were bad, I didn't know. I didn't know how to do the analyze, because, you know, when you take that challenge, they don't dwell on that part. They kind of get you there and how to
That's
do it.
exactly what
And,
happens. So that's
and
why I've been doing this. So here is your lottery ad. And it started with just 61 impressions. So you're starting to see it climb. So this is what happens when an ad starts to be served. It's still only got 13,000 impressions, but you can see it gradually, it's going up. So that's a good thing. So let me just look at what's inside here as far as terms. So we've got all of your books here, Tuxedo Baby, and you've got Priscilla and Tuck. And that's this, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about with regard to a lottery ad. I stumbled around this concept when I was doing research on low content books and people that were running ads to their low content books. I had a couple of authors that were doing notebooks and activity books and things like that. So I wanted to spend some time researching, and I came across a couple of people that said, oh, and we're running lottery ads. I was like, what is that? What it really is they take a bunch of books that are related and they put them all in one Amazon ad, an automatic ad. So it's very simple. You just put all the versions of your book in that one ad, as long as they're related. Like I wouldn't put a nonfiction book that's adult with children's books, right? I put all the children's books together. For Bobby Hinman, I do all of her fairy books together, and I do like her couple of nonfiction ones on self-publishing in a separate ad. But yeah, you put them all together. And so for people that were doing things with low content, they might have had 200 books, like all different color designs for notebooks and things like that. So they would put them all in one ad and then run them, and they would start serving up a little here and a little there, and it turned into a profitable ad. So I thought, well, what happens if I do that with people that have a bunch of children's books? What would that do? And I found it to be very, very good. That and video ads have been doing extremely well. That also, there's some changes with brand ads. And so those brand ads can also just really get some visibility for you as well. So we'll look at a couple of those things. This is not necessarily something that we got a lot of data on here. So
what does it mean? Okay, I remember yesterday the woman had asked you about top of search, okay, and you said that's, you know, not so much, but I wanted you to explain, looking at that top of search, I wanted you to tell me, what did the -5%, and then all of a sudden it says 80%. What does that mean?
So this is not a minus, it's a less than sign.
Less than, okay, less than, yes.
So there is a impressions, right? So an impression is when your book ad appears. So I'm going to go on to Amazon over here. And we're just going to do a search. What is your book? Oh, Penguin book, right? Penguin
Yes.
book for kids. So let's just, assume that that's what people are searching for. They come in, they know their kid loves penguins, so they're searching for a penguin book. And then up pops that here's one of my other authors, Sarah Cullen, has put this series together. It's beautiful, high quality.
It is very nice.
This is what we call a brand ad, and it goes it appears at the very top of the page, which I love. But when you are searching on Amazon, pay attention to where you see the word sponsored. That means this is sponsored, meaning somebody paid to have this placement. Now, top of search for this impression. So an impression is her books were shown to me. So I got, I saw her book on this page. Now, and it's sponsored. So she's paying for this. Right now, Victoria, how much do you think she has paid so far? As we're looking at this impression, what I've done so far, has that cost her anything?
No, because you haven't clicked on it.
Correct. So all these impressions, it's visibility. it gets out there so people can see your book and start to become familiar with it, maybe start to spark some curiosity. And then after a while of seeing things, usually people will click in and figure out, like, what is this? I need to see. I've been seeing it all over the place. So that's a brand ad across the top. Here is a sponsored ad. This is a regular sponsored product ad or sponsored keyword ad. She's got great reviews. This is just a little different. So this is also counting an impression. As I go down, here's another one. That one ended up paying to be where it is. This was the first one that doesn't have the word sponsored next to it. So this one is ranked #1 for Penguin books. It's like the first one on the page besides the ones that were paid for. Down here, we have another organic. That's what we call organic, when you're not paying for it, but people are seeing your book anyway. So this is ranked organically #2. This one's 3. No. Now over here, and I love these. These are this video ad. Look at how much space it takes up on the page. It's quite large, in charge. It's moving, which captures our attention, especially in this world of where attention is so quick to change. This little bit of movement will catch somebody's eye. They'll stop and they'll take a look at it. The other thing that I really like about the video ads, beside the fact that they're performing really well for me with children's books, is that there's not a lot of people running them. And that means less competition. It means that you are going to pay less per click because people aren't running the bids up. And why is that happening? Why not very many people are running them? Because there's a barrier to it. You have to have a good video. It has to have specific specs according to the Amazon ads. It has to be less than 45 seconds. If there's anything that says .com or, here's my contact information, then Amazon rejects it. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff happening, and people just don't know. A lot of people don't even know they can run them. This has been relatively recently. I've been running video ads for a long time, but I have an Advantage account, and so I could do it. But my regular authors who had KDP accounts could not. So now that has been pushed down to allow KDP authors to run the video ads themselves, the same way that they pushed down A+ content to KDP authors, where they didn't have it at first. So a lot of that, just people haven't caught up to it yet. Now, if we keep looking, so this is an impression, and see how it says sponsored? That's a video.
Yes.
Here's another really good reason to focus on your launching is because when anybody sees a bestseller banner, that tells them to stop scrolling and take a look as well, right? Same thing, human nature. If you see some kind of an award, it makes you go, well, wait a minute, this is a little different. Let's take a look at it. A beautiful cover that really sticks out is another good reason for people to stop scrolling. So here we are. There's probably going to be one more video ad down here. Let's see. Some of this is going to be peppered in with regular books, and then some that are like, here, look, we went all the way down this page, and now we're looking at this. Now, if I would have never gotten this far and just clicked off and went off somewhere else, they're still counting this as an impression because it appeared on a page that I was viewing. So sometimes people will look at the metrics and go, geez, I had 10,000 impressions and I got, 10 clicks. And they feel like, wow, my book's not performing well. That's actually about right. For every 1,000 or so impressions, you'll get 1 click. So don't be discouraged and realize that there's some nuances, some things that Amazon never even tells us. For example, there is a column that we were looking at here. This column here is called impressions, which we're looking at. And then there's another one. Maybe it's not showing on this kind of ad. Hold on. There's another column I've seen showing up, and maybe it truly is just on certain ads, but it says viewable impressions. So what's a viewable impression versus a regular impression? I assume it's got eyeballs on it. But when I actually look at the formula for click-through rate, it's using the regular impressions. So normally a click-through would be you saw it, you clicked. So only the things you saw would be counted towards a click-through rate, but that's not how they're doing the calculation. So I'm confused, and I've got, you know, some questions for Amazon that I'm trying to get answered. So I know this is a little bit complex, and some of these, you know, working with Amazon ads can be a little intimidating. But an automatic ad like this, you've got 4 different types of targeting that happens. It's got close match, which if you hover over here, you'll see we show your ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your products. Loose match is loosely related to your products. Substitutes, so shoppers who view detail pages of products similar to yours. And then complements are products that complement yours. Now that doesn't tell us a whole lot, because you know what do they consider a complement to my dog book? Another dog book? Who knows? But once these searches start coming in, you will see the results over here. So we can look at search terms. Let's see if there's anything here. So in this particular case, a few things. So we've got the 15 impressions here. 5 of them, let me just, hold on. I'm going to extend it to the maximum timeline. So it's still 15 impressions. So this book, Tuxedo Baby and His Annoying Cousins, that book was being looked at, and then your ad was served up from one of the other books. And I think that's your book, right? So
yes.
they're kind of feeding off of each other. It's a really good thing about these lottery ads as well, because when your ads, when your books start appearing for each other, then people start noticing, oh, this is a brand. This is these books are sold together because they're appearing all the time next to each other. So that's one thing. Then you've got Allie's Big Adventure. So somebody was looking at Allie's Big Adventure, and then they three impressions on that. They got to see potentially 3 times. Out of the 3 times that they saw the book, it was clicked on once. That's great. But yeah, we don't have enough clicks yet to see any conversions. I would usually expect a click every, an order like every 10 clicks or so. I like it to be less. I like it to be more like 4 or 5 clicks. But 1 in 10 is kind of average. So, and then we've got a keyword term that somebody put together over here, baby adoption book. And I know when we set up your keywords, Victoria, that's one of the keywords we put into the metadata. Amazon, okay, I know this book is about baby adoption book. And it knew that the person was looking for something similar to what you are advertising for. So it showed your book when they typed this, and it could have been on the results like this. And then your book came up, and then somebody clicked on it. Okay, so 7 times the book was shown. 1 time out of 7 it got clicked on. Normally 1 in 1,000 is an average performance. So this is really good. This tells me you have a potential here. Of course, there's not a lot of clicks and a lot of traffic yet, but it's a good sign what I'm seeing. I would go back here to the targeting, and I would up the bid a little bit if you can on some of these. But let's look first. Well, there's no orders on this.
No, so I couldn't do ACOS.
4 clicks, 2 clicks. Yeah, so there's not a lot happening right now. But if you want to make it move faster, I would up the bids. Now, close match, usually is the one that performs the best. It doesn't happen across the board, but the fact that you've got that at 63 is good. The loose match is 51. That's fine. Substitutes, these are okay. I mean, I would leave them.
Okay, those are the ones I changed today.
Yeah. So it's going to take some time. If you have a video that you can use for your advertising, then we could go in and do a video ad. If you do not, then I would give you a contact and have you talk to my friend Amy Weaver. So Amy Weaver is 123WEKOM @gmail.com. I'm putting that into
good.
here in the chat. I'll also put it online here on YouTube. Let's see.
And that's what she does?
Yeah, so she does, among other things. So she does like read alouds, she does audiobooks, she does video books. And if we were to come to YouTube and we looked at WEKOM, WEKOM, YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of the samples of what she does. Can you still see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go on to WEKOM here, you see a lot of the types of read alouds that she does. You can have something very simple and just very flat that just moves, turns a page or whatever.
Have you heard of Snuggle Dream? Yes, I have 2 of my books are on that.
Yeah, so the fact that there's a read aloud is wonderful, and I love what they do. But I was just correcting myself just before you spoke up, because what we don't want a full read aloud. We only want we're only allowed 44
seconds. Okay, 44 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So over here, this is a 57-second video. You want to basically do a book trailer, and you want to let her know it needs to be 44 seconds or less. And so some of these are not, but you can see the level if you're looking at, I'm just going to click on this for a second. If you're looking at a video like this, I'll keep the sound off, but there is a sound on it. There's a little bit of movement, even the characters are moving because she takes the Photoshop files and we'll actually see how she's moving the little heads, the little eyes are blinking, it's turning around, right? So there's some movement. And so if you think about this as an ad, if it's got a little bit of movement, a little bit of sprinkle, see how it's not terribly hard to do this kind of thing. So these kinds of little itty bitty bits of movement are fine. So what I would recommend is if you're going to do a video ad, I would say think of a few, don't retell the story. This happened and then this happened and then this happened, or will he make it? Is it going to be the end of this friendship? Like that kind of thing doesn't really work very well. So what I would say is think about what is really special about your book. Think about 3 things. What are they that would really speak to your target audience well? And then highlight those. And then, like, let's just say you said that it's a great social emotional book or a great book for bonding over story time. Well, maybe you'd show a picture like with a mock-up of a child and a parent reading and holding your book. And then you could, fade in and then talk about another thing that's really beautiful about it. Maybe, vibrant illustrations, perfect for reluctant readers. And then you show one of those vibrant illustrations. Like those are the kind of things, keep it to the what's in it for me, for them, the reader, your perfect target audience. And that's going to really resonate much better.
I love the one that we saw where the hands just turning the pages. I really like that.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Would you
all
do
that
that?
it's showing you though is that you can see the interior. That's all
Right.
you can. So it wasn't saying anything like, you know, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. It wasn't, it wasn't making a statement about the value, except the fact that it was a gorgeous, very high quality book. They didn't really know anything more about it by looking at it. So it can be very powerful if you've got a stunning book that really speaks for itself. But otherwise, I would try to focus a little bit on the value, like why should I buy this for my grandchild? And speak to that target audience that's out there, that you're capturing their attention with this movement, and make sure that you are speaking in terms that they speak. So if your book has social emotional learning, like feelings and emotions and things like that, there are buzzwords that teachers and people that are really focused around social emotional learning use that term, that buzzword. So maybe that's one of the things you bring up, and maybe you know, helping your child deal with difficult feelings and expressing themselves. That's more like the language of like a parent would go, oh yes, I need that for my child.
So would the video be on one book or all three?
I would usually focus it on one, but then at the end, I would go collect them all, and then they would appear, all of the books that you have in the series, you know, collect the series. So it's usually supposed to be focused around the one book that you're on the video ad. It's one book. So you can have that specifically focused on that, but then you can also use the opportunity to highlight your other books in the series.
Okay, and does that take the place of that warning thing that comes on about how you now need to have in the...
That's a little bit different. Let me see if I can find one of those. I know what you mean. At the top of the page,
yes,
it gives you like this. So let me just share one for 1 second again. This here, remember I said this is a brand ad. So
yes,
this is what they're phasing out. They're phasing this out for a modified version of a brand ad that has a big image and 3 books here. So it's going to be a nice big, and it's
you showed us.
Yeah, it's much better to do this. So if I just keep maybe refreshing, maybe I can find one, or while we're talking, I'll try to find what the new one looks like. So if you're logging into your Amazon and it says, into your ads, and it says, hey, this is going away. Let me just do fairy book. Basically, it means you got to go in. There we go. I got one. So here's one that now has the new version of it. So we've got this nice big image. This nice big image, and then 3 books. So it's the same, you know, 3 books you can advertise, but now you have the ability to add a nice big image to it. And you actually can go above, like this one, they only uploaded 1 image. You can now upload 5 images. And what happens is it scrolls, shows the first one, scrolls and shows the next one, then the next one, all through 5, and then it keeps going back to number 1 again. So it's really kind of nice to upload and find, you know, create the 5 images, and really use that. Here's a nice example of a video ad as well. It's not moving, but oh, there it is. So now it's moving.
Yeah, when I noticed the kids, I didn't notice the real people in the ad. They had the kids holding the book.
So I'm just going to put the words children's book. See if we can find one that's actually moving. Nope. So this, if you ever see one on the top where there's only a couple, it's because the third one, either they're out of stock, or there's like it got unpublished or something, and so they're not taking advantage of the full benefits of their ad. They're paying for an ad across the top for 3 books, and they're, for some reason, one of them's not showing up. So I'll just keep refreshing, and then I'll bring it back when I find one that does have that little bit of movement, so you can see what the new ads are. And it's a good reason to stay connected and stay abreast of all of the changes that are coming That's why the Amazon ads group that I'm running is really helpful, because if you're stuck, we can look at things together. I can also keep you informed about changes that are coming with Amazon ads, or things that I'm seeing that are working well and others that are not working well. So
Yeah,
it
thank
is,
you.
yeah, it's well worth learning how to run ads. Let's see, hopefully that one moves. Nope. People are just not taking advantage of all these new opportunities because they don't understand that they can even do it anymore, which is too bad. So that's all of the better reason for you to be able to take advantage of things and get a little bit of a leg up on some of this stuff. I was running video ads for Bobby Hinman over the Christmas holiday, and her ACOS, which is the percentage, it's a fraction of what you spent to make the money. So if you spent $50 to make and to have $100 in sales, then your ACOS is 200. Oh, no, 50%. It's 50%. So you spent 50% of what the sales that you made. And I was getting 35%, 30%, 25%. So the returns on those video ads were beautiful. Same thing with the lottery ads. So again, well worth trying before everybody and their brother discovers all these secrets that I'm sharing with you. We're going to keep it among friends.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I think we're kind of at the top of the hour. So if we don't have any more questions, we'll go ahead. Now here's one more good example of a nice lifestyle image. So when I say a lifestyle image, it's got a child. It's got, maybe it's got a grandmother reading to the child. It's got the book, right? These kind of things are just beautiful, and they're heartwarming, and they elicit emotion from the person looking at it. So we want those kinds of things in our ads. Okay. Here's some of what you were talking about, just turning the page. And then we see that they're doing the best of both. They're turning the page, and then they're coming up with little things. Can clever club return, forgive his friend.
Right.
Intriguing stories, encourage children to read a Bible story. So these are things that a grandparent like me would love about. So you can do this, and you can do this in Canva. This kind of video you can generate in Canva if you're familiar with Canva. And if not, you can find somebody who can quickly generate something for like $35 or $50 to do. You just have to give them some idea of exactly what you want to say. Don't just put it in their hands to do something willy-nilly, because you want to have these, whimsical illustrations, intriguing stories, encourage kids to read a Bible story. Those are all important things to me, and would make me, and then I'm looking at the beauty of the interior illustrations, and I want to buy it. And that's why one of the other things I really love about the video ads is when you see that much of the book and you see their value proposition, if you don't identify with it, you're not going to click on it. If you don't click on it, it's not going to cost anybody any money, right? So all the better reason to show your interior, show your value proposition. And if they're not your target audience, they're not, it's not the right age group, or they're not religious, whatever, they're not going to click on it. That's all. And that way you're saving a lot more money that way.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Okay, well, I'm going to shut down for the night. I will see you, Victoria, for our next session. And come back on, we do this every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern and at 8 o'clock Eastern. And if you get lucky and there's not a lot of people here, you get to have a lot of extra one-on-one attention. So
I got
thank
lucky.
you, April.
All right. Take care, ladies.
Bye.